Hi, I'm Miss Kristen of the Oosterhout Free Library. Have you ever been asked to give a message to your brother or sister, maybe your mom or your dad, and you couldn't quite remember exactly what the message was? Or maybe your brother had a message to give to you from your mom, but he didn't get it quite right either. Well, today I'm going to share with you a fun story about a message that does not get passed on exactly as it began. And I'm going to test your memory just a little bit with some silly sentences like this silly sentence. Monkey's knees climbed funny trees. Can you remember that? Because I'm going to ask you about it again later on. And you'll be able to make up your own silly sentences too and play a fun game called Telephone. Now, the story that I have to share with you is called Pass It On, where B goes to visit his friend Cow and finds that Cow is stuck in the fence. B tries to get the other animals to help by passing on a message. But like I said, it doesn't quite get to all the other farmyard animals the way that B intended. So let's start with the story, Pass It On.
Pass It On, written by Marilyn Sadler, illustrations by Michael Slack, and published by Blue Apple Books. One day, B went to visit his friend Cow. B looked in the barn. He searched down by the river. He even checked under the apple tree. Finally, B found Cow in the back field. Cow was stuck in the fence. B offered to find help. I will get help. B buzzed to Frog's pad and said, Cow is stuck in the fence. Pass it on. Frog quickly hopped to tell Pig. Frog said, Cow put a duck in the tent. Pass it on. Pig trotted to tell Goose. Pig said, Cow's tent fell on a woodchuck. Pass it on. Goose waddled to tell Dog. Cow and hen had good luck. Pass it on, said Goose. Dog ran to the house and barked at Kitten. A good duck gave Cow a penny. Pass it on, said Dog. Kitten ran inside and meowed to Mouse. Cow has money. Pass it on, said Kitten. Mouse rushed outside and down the hill to tell Hen. Cow has milk and honey. Pass it on, said Mouse. Said Hen. I like milk and honey. Now I'm hungry. Hen and Mouse went to find Cow to get some milk and honey. What they heard was, Where's Duck? I could use some luck. I like money. I need that penny. Is that woodchuck okay? Look, the cow is stuck in the fence. That's what I said an hour ago. Where's the honey? Cow needs our help. Let's work together. Ready? Ready. 1, 2, 3. Moo. Then Cow invited everyone who helped to follow her to the barn for milk. And B passed the honey. Pass it on. The end.
Now that was a silly tale. Why do you think that the animals got the message so wrong? Take a moment to think about it. It could be because the animals did not hear the message correctly, or maybe they did not remember the message before they could tell the next animal. I'm pretty sure it took Mouse quite some time to get down that big hill before he could tell Hen. Sometimes our memories are very, very good, and other times our memories, well, they're not so good. Some of those messages that the animals passed on in the story were pretty silly. Now, speaking of silly sentences, do you remember the silly sentence that I shared earlier? No? Well, that was some time ago, so I'll repeat it. Monkey's knees climb funny trees. Monkey's knees climb funny trees. There, now you've heard it at least 3 times. So, test your memory. Which silly sentence did I just say? Make your choice and test your memory. A. Monkey sneezes, fill the Kleenex. B. Monkey's knees climb 30 trees. Or C. Monkey's knees climb funny trees. Which do you think it is? If you said C, monkey's knees climb funny trees, then you have an excellent memory. Let's play a game that tests our memory and hearing and is pretty silly. You may have played it before. Some people call it the telephone game, or even pass it on. And the way that you play this game is that you can gather your family together in a circle or a line, and then someone comes up with a silly sentence and then whispers it to the next person. Now, each person will pass on that silly sentence to the next person by repeating what they heard. And the last person will say the sentence out loud. If you only have a small number of players, then you could pass the sentence around one more time again before the last person says it out loud, and then compare the two messages. Were they different or were they the same? Or more importantly, was it silly? Now behind me, you'll see a drawing of some kids playing this game. And you see at the beginning, the message starts out with, I have 2 roses. But by the time it gets down to the end, the message has changed to, I have 2 noses, which is pretty silly. So you could try some different ways to play this game and create your own silly sentences. You can try using alliteration. That's using the same letter or letter sounds at the beginning of the words, like this. Little Larry likes to lick lollipops. They all have that L or L sound at the beginning of the word, and it's kind of silly too. You could try using rhyming words. That is using the same sounds at the ends of the words, like these 2 hippos. Auntie Jewel swam in the pool. Jewel and pool have the same sounds at the ends of the words. You could just be silly. Use your imagination. Like these 2 alpacas. Save the drama for the llama. You can add a challenge to the game by increasing the time between hearing the sentence and passing it on. Here are some ideas on how you could do that. You can add a physical activity. After you hear the sentence, do a physical activity like jumping jacks or hopping 10 times on one foot before you share the message with another person. And then continue playing the game as you normally would. Another way is that you can wait a certain amount of time before sharing the silly sentence and passing it on. You might want to use a timer. So say I'm going to wait 2 minutes or 1 minute before I pass the message on. Another way you could do that is by sharing the silly sentence with your family before breakfast. And then see who remembers it the best at lunchtime. And the person that creates the silly sentence might want to write the sentence down just so you remember it. Whatever it is, use your imagination and have fun. Hope you had fun today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.